South Asian bodies are so different, and it comes down to the way our community stores body fat. We hold more visceral fat around the midsection, even at really low body weights. So with that in mind, how difficult is it as a South Asian to get visible abs, and what does it take to actually get there? When I first started training, I used to think that the 12-minute ab routines on YouTube were gonna get my abs to pop. A few years later, there was a narrative that abs are made in the kitchen, and you didn't really need to train your abs at all. Fast forward a few years later, and the most recent tale is that your compound movements should train your abs and your core enough that you don't need to directly train your abs in isolation. In this video, I'm gonna explain how I got visible abs as a South Asian in my 30s and what actually works for our body type. My name's Ash and I'm a PT and online coach, and I've been specializing in South Asian body transformations for the past 5 years. I've done thousands of hours of in-person PT and I have first-hand experience of the challenges we face as South Asians when trying to drop body fat. I've helped multiple people drop belly fat and finally take control of their bodies. And I'm on a mission to help as many South Asians as possible build lean and athletic bodies that they can be proud of. If you'd like to work with me directly, you can hit the link in the description to have a discussion with me around your goals and your challenges to see if you'd be a good fit for the A-team. The absolute most crucial thing when it comes to building visible abs, firstly, is dropping as much body fat as possible. We're talking calorie deficit, protein intake, movement. The basic generic principles of body fat reduction are super important for you to even have a chance of revealing visible abs. Because we typically have less lean muscle mass, you're going to need to have a fairly low body fat percentage to even have any chance of revealing your visible abs too. This should be your #1 priority. However, dropping body fat alone is not going to be enough to get visible abs to show. As you can see here, the first time I intentionally dropped body fat, I had a sub 30-inch waist and I had very, very little visible abs to show. This indicates even when reducing that belly fat and getting it flat and getting it low, not necessarily mean that your abs are going to show like some other ethnic groups may have. For other ethnic groups and for other people that have superior genetics, at this kind of body fat and this kind of waist measurement, they'll most likely have way better ab definition than us. Now, I'm not discounting that this alone is a really, really good spot to be in. Dropping belly fat as a South Asian is so damn hard anyway. So getting to a position where your belly fat is low and your stomach is flat with a low waist measurement is an achievement in itself. So if the goal is to get a flat stomach and drop the belly fat to feel confident, then this is a good enough goal to have as a South Asian. But the purpose of this video is to show how to get actual visible abs and to show some definition in that midsection. So here's the next step of what we should do. The abs are a muscle just like any other. Why would you not train them in isolation, put them through resistance, put them through load, and apply progressive overload? Why would we neglect them in that way? The rectus abdominis is the primary muscle responsible for that six-pack aesthetic. Like any other muscle, it needs to be developed to build and thicken the segments of that muscle to show it visibly, making the segments more pronounced. My favorite go-to exercises for training the ab muscles are hanging leg raises, making sure we're getting posterior pelvic tilt, i.e. we're actually getting a good contraction on the ab muscles themselves. This is crucial for a stronger, fuller contraction. The next exercise is rope crunches, which you can apply progressive overload to quite easily by using a pin loaded stack. Decline crunches are also a great addition where you can add a weight plate on to also apply progressive overload to strengthen and build those ab muscles. If you continue to treat ab training as an afterthought, leave them right to the end of your training program where you've got nothing left in the tank and you're half-assing it, you're not applying progressive overload, and you're not treating it with the same level of importance as your other major muscle groups, then you are gonna struggle to reveal them. Now, there are a couple of other factors to bear in mind as well as a South Asian, and it comes down to genetics. There are a lot of genetic factors that play a part in what your abs actually look like. When we see the typical 6-pack or 8-pack, that is largely down to genetics. How many segments you have and how evenly they are arranged come down to genetic factors. So if your goal is to get visible abs as a South Asian, the mindset to have is, what can I actually uncover with the genetics that I have, and let me work my ass off to actually achieve it. You're fighting a losing battle if you're comparing yourself to somebody else. The other thing to bear in mind is, what do you do after you've got the visible abs? Where are you with your physique? And when it comes to maintenance, when it comes to muscle growth, what to do next? And there's a couple scenarios I typically see, right? When you get visible abs, you may be in one of two camps. One is that you're really happy with your physique and you just want to maintain it. Therefore, everything that you did to get there, your strength training, movement, good nutrition, should stay. Of course, you're not going to be in a calorie deficit forever. A fat loss phase is a phase, it's temporary, right? You go through what we call a reverse diet phase to go up to maintenance calories, and you can kind of hold that position for your physique for quite a long time. The second scenario is that when you have visible abs, you may feel like you don't have enough muscle mass in general, i.e. your arms, your legs, your chest, your shoulders, just in general. You might think your frame is a bit smaller and you're like, you know what, I'm at a very low body fat percentage here, but I'm not particularly happy with my physique. My suggestion is to then go and reverse diet back up to maintenance and then move through what we call a gaining phase, building good quality lean muscle tissue rather than treating it like what some would call a dirty bulk. That doesn't work well for the South Asian body type either, but building off a very lean base is a surefire way to build good quality lean muscle tissue. And you can then repeat that process again to drop body fat. And if you're training abs in that muscle gaining phase too, you have such a good opportunity to actually build the ab muscles and then reveal them again through a fat loss phase thereafter. If you found this useful, you can subscribe to this channel where I'll be talking more about South Asian physique development with topics including nutrition, training, mindset, cultural issues, gaining phases, muscle building, and just how we overcome our genetics and build good physiques as South Asians.